Is there a way you name it towards being a little more?
Well, it's on now, so I mean, it's.
I'll just have to move.
I'm aiming at it more. This is the time for you to do your introduction.
Good afternoon, Cleveland, and a happy Tuesday to all you in Radio Land and YouTube as well. And now, hey, hold on. What time is it? And now something completely different. It's the Warner Brothers Sports Show. We're gonna have a really, really interesting show, and we're having less fun than any human being can ever have entirely because we're. And we're back. And here's Sparky. Hey-o.
Yes, it is me, Mark Sparky Warren. And yes, we are on and we are live. And there we go. That turned down the music some. Hey, see, I know how to run a board. Warren Brothers Sports Show. It'll let you know that we're on now. Let this guy know the one tweet I got and others who might be tweeting. If you want to tweet at me, Mark Warren 216. That's how you at me. We are the Warren Brothers Sports Show, and we are back after having been fired from another station. But now we're here on YouTube. It's even better because, YouTube could probably fire us. I've been suspended from Twitter before, so that's happened. Hey, what we got in store for you today here on the Warren Brothers Sports Show. I, of course, am your host, Mark Warren, and with me, as per usual, is my co-host, my brother, Paul.
I'm his brother, Paul.
That's right, Paul Warren. I should take the glasses off. I'm getting this glare from the lights. I'm still trying to figure out lighting and other such things. Try to do this as a live. You leave the light on. Because if you turn the light off, what happens then is now we look dark.
Okay.
Now you can't see us.
Okay,
that's why the light's on.
Fine.
Because, right, it should be like a backlight, too. Like, if you turn that light on over there, that might help, too. Would that look better? But if I got my glasses on, that's why in 1930s movies, they didn't have glasses on. Because all you can see is the reflection of the light in my glasses. That's why Groucho Marx didn't have glass in his frames. Hey, so on the agenda today, here on the reboot of the Warren Brothers Sports Show, first episode, it would be episode 93 if we followed the timeline from the first version. Which we could. I don't know. That's your call. I called it the first episode.
This is our first YouTube episode.
First YouTube episode. That's what we're doing. Can you hear me? So long as you can hear me, that's all that matters to me. It'd probably help if I turn the phones up a little bit there because I accidentally turned them down. That's our new intro music. I hope you like it.
Yep.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
You were a fan? Good for you. I'm glad you liked it. Wait. Oh, maybe that was the only thing I turned down. I just turned it down in my headphones. That's why it sounded quieter. Man, I don't know how to run a board. All right. Hey, so on the agenda for today here on the Warren Brothers Sports Show, we were going to talk Browns. Okay.
Browns.
That's Paul's opinion on the Cleveland Browns thus far. Also, we have just around the NFL. I'm going to talk about the disparity. Sure. Disparity.
Despicable.
That's right. It is despicable. And how the two leagues are very, very different. The two conferences. I'm not 97 years old. Those are just about the only guys who still call them two separate leagues. Then, of course, not very much Indian stuff to talk about, but plenty of Major League Baseball, whatever little Ohio State we may or may not get into.
I just boycotted baseball after the Tribe's dismal year.
It was dismal. Team wins 93 games, and it was dismal. What made the Tribe season dismal?
Well, we didn't go to the playoffs.
It was dismal because we didn't go to the playoffs.
Yes.
Was it bad that we didn't go to the playoffs? Was it disappointing we didn't go to the playoffs? Sure. It was dismal though.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
We got
Mr. Sunshine and Joy over here. Say that the Indians go, they win 93 games, they play their asses off, and it was dismal.
So I'm Mr. Cleveland, damn it.
Yeah, you are. Paul, Mr. Cleveland Warren, sitting to my left. And, of course, a little bit of Cavs preseason basketball that has started. It is going on.
I don't expect much from them this year. Only their 50th anniversary, and that's it.
You think they're going to do anything fun for their 50th anniversary?
Just celebrate, and that's it. And remember 2016.
And remember 2016?
Yes.
They'll just do that then.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Uh-huh.
Let's see here. Normally we have a top and a bottom of the hour. At least that's the plan. That's what we're going to go with. And we're just about at the bottom of the hour because I screwed up and didn't get to the top of the hour. That top of the hour thing here. just want to remind everyone that I have it on a different note card. So it's going to take me a second to say it. But here at the Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network, the views and opinions of this program don't express those of ownership. Ownership is vehemently against cronyism and nepotism. Now over to one of the owner's friends or relatives with their show, which is me, because I'm the owner on top of it anyway. And my co-host, of course, my brother, Paul, Mr. Cleveland Warren.
Yep, I'm his brother Paul.
Hope the video's all right. A little grainy, not the best camera, but we're working on that too. We'll save that for commercials, though. That's where we talk about that stuff.
Okay.
As opposed to right now, we're talking sports. We're talking Cleveland Browns football.
They're the Cleveland Clowns, and they play against the Seattle Seahawks ugly uniforms.
Well, see, I was going to save that for tomorrow, but you're on assignment tomorrow. So you want to talk about the game that's coming up, or you want to talk about the game that we just played?
Neither.
You want to talk about neither. So what will we talk about instead? About guys not shaking hands or wearing watches or visors or all sorts of other things that aren't football related, but is what we talk about?
You can talk about football.
I can talk about football.
I refuse to talk about football.
Well, are you going to listen? Are you going to interject? What are you going to do?
I'll probably interject.
No, I'm sure you will.
Or I could just make like some
What? No, go ahead. What would you make?
Just a silly live read if you
Well, I mean, you're welcome to do anything you want. I have plenty of paper over there.
Okay.
There's plenty of things. Oops, I shouldn't move the camera there because then it just knocks stuff over. All right. So yeah,
This is the great view. You should use it like
what?
This is,
what's a great view?
How it is right now.
Oh, so to try to do this every time?
Yes.
So once I get the camera in the next couple days,
yes.
Do that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, in case you want to call the program, we do have a phone number, the Warren Brothers Sports Show. You can reach us at 216-487-1507. It'd be a great way to test it out. See if I actually did that right. What is this piece of paper? Do I need this? Oh, it's today's plans. That's right. Wait, what?
They're talking about the Clowns.
I was talking about the Clowns. What about the Clowns? You didn't want to talk about them at all.
Yeah, because they only scored a field goal against San Francisco.
Well, yeah, San Francisco's a really good team. I mean, it's all these. It's easy for me to say in hindsight because we didn't do a show before then because we were on hiatus. The hiatus is over, by the way, as you can tell if you're watching. But anyway, so the reason why there's a loss. Mm-hmm. And all these people were going on, we're going to go into San Francisco and we're going to take them by storm. They didn't factor it, as the 49ers being 3-0 and having an excellent defense and a good enough offense. They run the ball very well there in San Francisco, which we also know now after the fact, as we knew beforehand, but weren't able to tell you because we didn't have a platform on which to speak with you. So with all of that being said, all these people predicting, Browns are going to win 30-3 or 31-13 or 41-17 or 49-0. Ha, they'll beat the 49ers and they'll score 49. Ha. That passes for clever in this town.
And now they want Baker Mayfield's head on a platter.
Who wants Baker Mayfield's head on a platter? What does that have to do with what I was talking about?
I think almost everyone after that game.
Well, what? Oh, because now he sucks because we lost?
Yes.
Well, I mean, he sucked in that game.
Okay.
But him sucking in a game doesn't mean that he sucks.
Fine.
Well, I mean.
They suck is worse than something could suck.
Sure, he wasn't good. Who do you want, Drew Stanton or Gilbert Grape to come in and play quarterback?
Gilbert Grape?
That's the name of the guy who's the other quarterback. He played in the last series for the Browns.
Well, what's eating him?
I don't know.
Does he have a brother? Artie. Hey, mama. You're hiding from me, mama.
Right. You got more Brown stuff?
No
other feelings about the Browns whatsoever.
Not really.
I mean, it's highly unlikely the Seahawks are going to wear those ugly highlighter uniforms that you were all worried about. That's your favorite thing about them.
Well, it's like you could turn the stadium could be in a blackout and you could still see the Seattle ugly uniforms.
This is the neon green,
yes.
Right? Yeah, it's like they're glowing in the dark. Chartreuse, yes. Mm-hmm. Isn't that the name of that first song that I play there? No, that's Center Point.
That's Center Point.
I thought it was Chartreuse. It's the name of the song, in case you like that song. And in case you want to call in, again, that phone number 216-487-1507. Just in case. I don't know. Maybe you were calling and I didn't hear you. I did put it on. But anyway. So, what else? Browns stuff.
Browns suck.
All right. That's Paul's humble opinion there. Well, since you won't be here tomorrow, since you're out on assignment, we're sending. What are we doing? We are sending you out to First Energy Stadium, where,
we're
if you
at
recall
the
this,
Factory of Sadness.
that's right. If you recall this from when we had an actual show on a internet radio station, Paul had set up a station at which to sit and wait for the Browns parade. Oh, hey, Anton's actually made comments. Unfortunately, I'm the person who would have to like comment in here. Anton says, not for progressive uniforms. Should we not have moved out of the 50s as well? Progressive uniforms? Well, the highlighter jerseys have to do anything with progressive uniforms whatsoever. I'm not going to respond to you in text because that wouldn't make sense. I'll just talk to you. Oh, man, I just made the whole thing disappear. But then I'll make it reappear, and I'll hit the right button to just make it slightly smaller. So what if it's 2019? I don't know how cameras work. And what? It's go and watch some of the old games from the 60s too, even. Those jerseys are ugly as all get out too. Hey, look, now I can read that and look at us. I don't really need to see that thing to make sure that it doesn't turn off. The thing I really need is to make sure we play the music when it's time to play the music, because that's important. Let's see. What was I talking about? Uniforms?
Yes.
No, I don't really want to talk about uniforms. Oh, although Seattle probably won't be wearing those ugly uniforms. They don't match the helmets yet. Get helmets that are the same, that makes sense. Did they have geez, this guy with his comments, Anton. I'm glad that you're involved. So what makes it a show? Because this is what we didn't have on the other show, except maybe like people barging in once in a while and Dad occasionally calling. Did they have highlighter jerseys then? Or are we now more capable of producing vibrant colors? That's what it's about, the vibrancy of the colors. What do you think, Paul?
Not really. It's like, why don't we just go back to the 20s or 30s and just have black monochrome jerseys?
I mean, there was a team named the Maroons because they wore maroon.
Yep.
I guess maybe because maroon was cutting edge in the 1920s. As you check out this guy wears all black all the time. He's got a Penguins t-shirt on. Me, I've got red on red, which is great. Actually, shout out to Anton. He gave me this t-shirt. That's a long story there. I don't think we have time for it. Not that he gave me it's weird. Anyway,
I'm gonna mention about hockey too.
Yeah, you will. You still get a random thought. You know that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we're still doing that. I didn't make a song for it.
No, that's all right. Well,
I don't have your old song either. Actually, your old song is probably in that box that I have over there somewhere.
Well, we'll pull it up maybe later, and I'm gonna put a CD and I'll give all the songs. Oh, too bad that thing doesn't have CD player.
No, there's a way. I think.
Okay, well,
I don't remember. I gotta find. And then shout out to if he's watching, that other guy, Jackson Lang. I might play some of his old band's music because I found an old CD of his there somewhere. Okay, so we're just as bad as everybody else that I dislike in Cleveland sports media, where all the Brown stuff. What is where all the Brown stuff that everyone talks about has nothing to do with football. It has to do with the jerseys they're wearing, what they do in off the field, or wearing watches on the field, or other things like that. Now we're talking about their damn uniforms. And let's see, the alternate topic that the Browns will shed their losing ways when they accept more progressive uniforms, a la the Patriots in the 2000s.
I'll just have that old CB thing that they were going to have in the mid 60s.
What? Something on the helmet?
Yeah, something on a helmet.
I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to have the naked helmets.
Yeah, never going to have stuff on helmets. I like Patriot Pat. Bring him back. Wear that stuff more often.
He kind of looks ugly.
And I mean, what does it matter with the Patriots? I mean, they still went to 2 separate Super Bowls with 2 different uniforms before the 2000s. They don't win because of what they wear. They win because they just play balls. Well, anyway, glad you laughed at that. Happy you liked it. Hey, it's time for something, which means, oh, crud, I screwed this up. Patriot. Yeah, that's the guy with his ass in the air, Anton. That's what he is. He's hiking a football because, of course, he's the center. It would only make sense that, Patriot Pat is the guy bent over. Anyway, hey, it's time for traffic and weather. So I got to play the music to do it. Well, there we go. Do that thing and do that thing. Because it is time for traffic and weather. And right now with traffic and weather is Paul, Mr. Cleveland Warren. And traffic and weather comes to you from the Warren Brothers Traffic and Weather Center.
Well, everything is fine here on Henninger Road here in lovely old Brooklyn, Ohio.
And the weather right now is currently at 64 and clear. Expect clear skies today for the remainder of the day, with a high in around 75. Late this afternoon and darkness after sunset. That's your weather. I'm Mr. Cleveland Warren.
Wait, you did the traffic and the weather?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I totally missed that great line I wrote about darkness after sunset. That's hilarious. I don't care who you are.
Ah, thanks.
Don't do that.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. So he's already done traffic and weather. That leads us to the news. In the news, what I have for you today is Matt Lauer is back in the news again. He's finally speaking out against the rape allegations against him. However, and this news is here at the Old Brooklyn News Desk, which is right here, the same Henninger Road Studios that we're coming to you from. Old Brooklyn News Desk right here, 4 feet away from the Warren Brothers Traffic and Weather Center. So, anyway, it's Matt Lauer fella. He's denying the fact that this woman who claims in this new book of hers that he raped her. No, he was just having an affair on his wife with her. He was just cheating on his wife. So Matt Lauer is a dirtbag, scummy cheater and not a rapist. So that's all right. Akron University, there's an abduction attempt the other day. A lady was almost abducted by a man in a blue van just outside of the school, Akron University, just off of campus. However, thankfully, she was not abducted, even though she claimed the man did try to drag her into a blue van. As I was watching on the real news, which this isn't, they interviewed a guy who, if they had just panned over, probably would have seen a blue van in his driveway. As I'm telling you, that guy looked like the guy who could have abducted her. And lastly, in the news, Bill Cosby and Jerry Sandusky have not been found. If you recall from the news that was on our show previously, over the years, over the year on the previous network that we were on, that I will not say the name of because they fired me. And so,
No.
how what?
Nothing.
They what?
Well, they still can't give me a job.
Yeah, it's not something they do well. So anyway, the fact of the matter is that assistant to the head diving instructor, Hugh Jackson, came out with a statement saying that they have not found hide nor hair of Jerry Sandusky and Bill Cosby.
There are no bad days. No, there are no bad days.
I don't know why you do
no, there are
that.
no bad
You
days.
like that so much for whatever reason. Lastly on the agenda is commercials, which I technically don't really have any. I like to play a song that'll bring us back in from the break here. This commercial being a live read. Paul didn't write any, but I have one. That one being is make sure you go on over to patreon.com. This is just the beginning of what we are doing here on the Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. The hope is to start here with this awful Warren Brothers sports show and then lead into other programming. Anton is familiar with that. I'm trying to recruit him for the Calm in the Storm, which will eventually be a Saturday show. We have other plans for a 3-day-a-week show called Apathetic Afternoons, which would follow Warren Brothers Sports Show. That is far less sports talk. And no, so far as commercials goes, that's about it. Just head on over to patreon.com. Look for the Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. And I'm asking for a small monthly amount of money. I mean, if you can give $19.95 a month to homeless people or Jewish ladies or starving dogs or freezing marmosets or any number of other things, they're the commercials. Just watch them. Like Tom Selleck's got one. Sarah McLachlan's got one. Yeah, Alex Trebek's got one. It tells you get life insurance for $9.95 a month.
3 P's.
That's right. Hey, Mr. Connery, what are the 3 P's?
I
You can say them.
A penis, pushy, and penetration.
Yeah, there you go. That's a joke I wrote there. So anyway, I guess that's that with that. So patreon.com, Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. Help a brother out because we're brothers. Anyway, That's good enough commercial for me. Second topic. Second thing. Around the NFL, the entire NFL itself. We can spend 15 minutes talking about that, huh, Paul?
Yeah,
Well, you
For
sound
lack thereof.
enthused. Huh?
for lack thereof. I think now I can see why the XFL is going to come back, because it's almost like that's what the NFL is like now.
So I bring up the NFL and you go right to the XFL.
This is the XFL.
So, well, but what are you saying exactly?
Well, it's starting to become a show.
That the NFL is more like wrestling.
It's the NFE.
It's National Football Entertainment
Yeah.
instead of Worldwide Wrestling Entertainment.
National Football League. Whatever.
Yeah, I know. We're both saying the same thing. So, all right. It's a long song.
Cha cha cha.
I picked it on purpose. Because, you know, we're talking the NFL, not the XFL,
Okay.
which, yes, is coming back in 2020. But I don't know what about the what about the NFL that you're so disgusted by?
Well, I think for the most part, it's starting to become an entertainment form. It's sports, and it's got to be entertaining. But they're focusing more on like the uniforms and the watches and who did what, and he said, she said, and she said, he said, whatever.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to be dead.
Now you're just quoting Beatles lyrics,
Okay.
which has nothing to do with anything.
Okay, fine.
All right. So around the NFL, because of you, that really went nowhere. I didn't write these notes out. I had them on the phone, but now I have the phone plugged in just in case someone calls. If you want to be part of the program, if you do want to call in, that phone number 216-487-1507. You technically could also text the program. That's the same phone number. It gets text too. Good luck to you if I read it or not. Another thing you can do is you can do like Anton's been doing, and he's just put it right on the live stream there. He's got stuff going right there in the live chats. You can chat live with us here as we do this silly little show. But that means I have to read them, and I went to Rhodes, James Ford Rhodes. So reading, not my strong suit, especially because I don't have the glasses on. I take the glasses off because of the glare, glasses, reading, all sorts of things. What were you going on about?
How the NFL is starting to become entertainment rather than.
Well, I
sport.
mean, are we talking about the part where it's just as much about everything that's happening off the field?
Yes.
I mean, I agree with you there. You know, the fact that guys get into fights and all these other things happen, and none of it makes any sense. And some guy who's the tight end for the 49ers is banging on water coolers and waving his arms in the air to get the crowd pumped, and all that nonsense.
And then there's the Super Bowl.
What about the Super Bowl?
I think Super Bowl's just a one-day event, one-day movie for the TV station.
Oh, well, wait, a TV station or all TV stations?
Any TV station that plays the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So if it's on Peacock Network, on a Peacock station, then it's going to be all day. If it's on one that has the alphabet on
So
it,
you're saying in respects to the Super Bowl that everything's just about the happenstance,
yes.
the other things,
Mm-hmm.
not the stuff that matters, that it's an actual game.
Mm-hmm. Like
how the pregame's 9 hours long.
yes.
That the halftime shows as long as one of the quarters.
Yes.
Like some 45-minute long.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you mean.
Yes, and this year Shakira and J-Lo.
Uh-huh. Which one was that?
Metallica.
Was that what? Why are you bringing up Metallica? Because you love death metal?
No, it's just that they're Super Bowl music for the most part.
Oh, hey, this actually could be fun right here. I'll do this. It's if I've got the right one, it's not a Metallica song, but so it's halftime.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting ready for the halftime show. Band comes out, and this is what you're gonna listen to. What do you mean? Why not? How did we go to a discussion of where the standings are to this being the halftime show? That's what Metallica sounds like to you.
No.
That doesn't sound like it's me.
That's just general metal music sounding.
Sandman sleeping at night. Then who's gonna throw the sand? Cause the Sandman's sleeping. Who does it then?
Hey, I think
Master of puppets, puppet master, masturbating puppets. Masturbating puppets and Sandmen fighting each other. That's not Metallica either, quite frankly. Any Metallica fans that are out there, I've completely alienated you. I don't know why I'm still playing this. I really could stop this because this is also bumper music later on at some point. Why isn't there a stop button? Where's the stop button? I gotta go click on this thing. I'm just gonna pause it. Just stop. It's enough. You made me do that.
well, it's either
That's what you want to hear at a halftime show, though. That's what you want.
well, it'd be sound better than some silly pop band.
Oh, I
Look what
can't
happened with the
disagree with
Maroon
you, though.
5. Look what
Maroon
happened with-
5, and he takes off his shirt. It was more about him taking off the shirt than any of the songs that they played.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just indicting the entire culture at this point, where everything's about the other stuff that happened, and it's not about the thing that it actually is. Hey, we're gonna go to the football game. Can't wait to watch that music show at halftime. And then, oh, I'm gonna love that music show. And you know why? I really like that music show because he took his shirt off. Oh, what songs did he play? Oh, I don't know, but he took his shirt off. Hey, who won that football game? I have no idea, but it was a really great music show at halftime. And why was it such a great music show? Because he took his shirt off.
Nah, I think the wardrobe malfunction thing was better. Oh
That has nothing to do with anything.
no. Okay.
Yeah, Janet Jackson. Showing a breast.
Well, they wanted to see two. That's why they were upset.
I don't know what that means. So we got to see both of Adam, what's his face's, Levine's man nipple breasts things. Did that make you feel better?
No,
No.
I didn't even watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Super Bowl either.
I watched something better. Groundhog Day.
Mm-hmm. It was on the same day. It was February 2nd, wasn't it?
This year it's going to be
This upcoming year. Do you know the last Super Bowl was the worst Super Bowl? 13-3. 13-3. Why are we talking about the last Super Bowl? I'm trying to talk about the NFL and where the NFL is right now.
That's
this year.
where the NFL is right now.
But that's something. That's something else. It's where it's different topics.
You talk about.
Well, no, I mean it's why you're my co-host. That's why you're my brother.
That's where the NFL
That's
is
why you
right
take
now.
over the show and it just becomes whatever the hell it is we're talking about. Wait, what is the NFL right now?
Just a giant.
A mess?
Yes.
I quite frankly don't completely disagree with you, but I'm looking at it in a more statistical way. Right now, what we're looking at football-wise is teams that are either very good or teams that are very bad.
Browns.
So the Browns are very bad. They don't
so.
fall in that tiny little bit of mediocrity where you didn't even let me get to.
Okay, you go ahead.
Where I was just about to say the Browns are one of 8 mediocre teams.
Fine.
You have teams who either have 0 or 1 win. You have teams who have either 0 or 1 loss. And then you have teams like the Browns, Ravens, and other such teams. Look at the entire AFC South, where every team is 3-2 or 2-3, or just really strange anomalies. The Raiders are 3-2 right now. Anybody have that predicted?
No.
Anybody?
No.
You know what's funny? I was a year early on my predictions. We did an NFL prediction show last year on All Craps, and it was the station we used to be on, All Craps, and I predicted that the Niners and Raiders would play each other in the Super Bowl last year. This year, they're both off to good starts. I doubt the Raiders will make the playoffs. If the Raiders make the playoffs, that's not a plan at all. Jay Gruden gets fired from the Redskins. I bet he's going to be a Las Vegas Raiders assistant coach next year. I'd put money on that.
Well, it's even though this is not football,
Yeah.
this is baseball. Maddox, how he got removed from the Cubs.
What do you mean? How Maddox got removed?
John Madoff or Madden or something.
John Madden.
Who was the
Oh, Joel Madden, former manager of the Chicago Cubs. Yes, he got fired.
Yes. How odd do you think he would try to find a position for the Tribe?
Well, what do you mean a position? I'm pretty sure he wants to be a man. I was going to do baseball later.
Okay, then that's
No, you go ahead. So what's your question?
So you're doubt that he'd be part of the Tribe then, huh?
Well, he still wants to manage a Major League Baseball.
Okay.
So why would Joe Madden go and take, I don't know, I would say maybe a position player or a position coach or not. What am I doing? I'm mixing my metaphors. He would be a base coach. He most likely wouldn't be your bench coach. I have no idea who that guy is right now. I know Sandy Alomar's at first. He's your first base coach. Your third base coach. That's not Van Berkeley. He's the hitting coach that everybody wants fired. Joel Madden isn't going to go and just coach a section of the team. He wants to be a manager. I like the idea. Honestly, I was thinking something similar once upon a time myself, but it's not going to happen.
Okay, so the only few teams I know in football that suck big time is the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that. You currently have at least 3. Did you bring up the Dolphins just so you make a sound effect?
No.
Okay. So you currently have it where 3 teams don't have a win yet that I could just think of off the top of my head. I was researching this stuff earlier. I didn't write it down because, again, phones. And you're supposed to just be able to look up stuff anytime you want to. And here I am. I'm doing that. But it was Miami hasn't won a game and the Redskins haven't won a game. And they play each other. The Dolphins basically look like they're tanking. Isn't that funny? Dolphins tanking in a tank?
Wouldn't it
Filled
be
with
pure
water?
irony if, they are 0-16?
Hey, Jake Underwood, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining the chat. We got Jake, Anton. There's actually people watching a little and listening, sort of. Dad was kind of listening, even he fell asleep before the show started. We were that boring. That's what I say. He doesn't even have to call in anymore. He literally just be like 10 feet away. Let's see. Oh, what was it? I was talking about, how bad football is right now.
Uh-huh.
And at least the worst teams are really bad. And I can't believe I'm spacing on who the other team was. Who the hell's the other team without a win?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
I know you weren't paying attention, but at least you knew the Dolphins sucked. And you only brought up the Dolphins, the Bengals. The Bengals don't have a win. That's not all of them either. There's another one too.
Because I just think, wouldn't it be strange if,
the Jets don't have a win? Jets are 0-5.
Because one time the Dolphins
0-4,
were
sorry.
17-0, and now they're 0-16.
Well, right.
It's like
that we would have that where football has become basketball. It's basketball tactics.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. And the Browns were the ones who started it in 2016. So thanks a lot, Browns. 1 win in 2 years. But yeah, so you currently have 4 teams that don't have a win. There's got to be more in the NFC. And we're about to head to a break. The Redskins are the only ones without a win in the NFC. Yeah, I guess that's right. But you see teams, it's just a larger disparity. And Cowboys in the early 90s, that was different, Jake. That one real awful season.
1989.
Yeah, because, you think they tanked completely on purpose? I don't think it was completely on purpose.
I don't know.
Well, hey, we're about to head on over to traffic and weather. And to do that, I got to play music. And this is the music that leads us into traffic and weather.
Everything is still fine on Hettinger Road.
Well, wait, I wasn't done introducing you.
Oh, sorry.
Here's Paul Warren at the Warren Brothers Traffic and Weather Center.
Well, everything is still fine. On Hettinger Road, nothing is happening. But if you were there a couple months ago, a lot was happening. And it's still in the mid-60s and blue skies all around. And this evening, there'll be some nice starry weather.
See, when you end, the reason why I wrote the ending the way I did it was that way I would know when to come back in.
Okay.
You have to say that one last thing.
And it's
after the sun goes down.
And after the sun goes down,
It'll be dark.
It will be dark.
Oh,
There. All right. Fine.
It's whatever. It's how I know.
Okay, fine.
All right, so after traffic and weather, we go on over to the Old Brooklyn News Desk with the news. Let me see. I got that right here. In the news, as I have already reported, I will continue to report because that's what they do on the news, that Matt Lauer is refuting claims, according to a new book written by some lady that was being promoted on TV earlier today, that Matt Lauer did not rape her. He merely had an illicit extramarital affair with this woman. So, Matt Lauer is not a rapist. He's just a dirtbag cheat. Akron University, there was an abduction attempt. One was very frazzled. She was a man in a big blue van tried to toss her into it and abduct her, henceforth the abduction. And however, he did not get away with it. As I watched on the local news, however, and a man was interviewed, I'm sure if they just panned over, they would have seen a huge blue van in his driveway. And he literally said it happened out in front of his house. He seemed like the guy. And lastly, assistant to the head diving instructor for your state of Ohio here, Hugh Jackson, has finally figured it was warm enough to get out of the lake. He has combed the lake for Bill Cosby and Jerry Sandusky, but neither man has been found. That is it on the news for you there. Now a quick live read commercial, Paul, since he hasn't figured anything out with that. Is I gotta play the incoming music while I do a commercial for you. So I'm gonna click on this one. I like this one. I'm playing it a little sooner than I had planned on it, but it's a good song. We're in the 1 o'clock hour. There's a whole new hour. And that means I have to read the top and the bottom of the hour because that's a thing too. The hell did I write that crap down at? It's over here somewhere. It's in with my commercials. Top and bottom of the hour. No, these are all songs. What did I do with the damn thing? Is that it? Don't touch my stuff. That's not it. Those are commercials. Ones that I wrote for other programming. Where's the damn thing? Oh, no, that's not it. It's in with this group of things, though. Let's see. No, that's not that. What was it? Oh, why would I leave it there? Do I need this stuff? Oh, I kind of do need that stuff, too. Notes! Excitement. Wow, yeah. No cards. Use them for everything. Reminder here at the top of the hour that this is WBBN, the Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. The views and opinions of this program don't express those of ownership. Ownership is vehemently against cronyism and nepotism. Just ask the owner's brother, who is also his co-host on this show. Now over to one of the owner's friends or relatives with their show, or the owner himself, who is me, Warren Brothers Sports Show, Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network, all of it, all of that. Cronyism and nepotism is bad. I mean, look all over the NFL. There's a football game. You think it was the early 90s. You had Metcalf catching passes. You had Matthews getting sacks, and Schottenheimer was on the sideline calling plays. You think it was a game in 1989, but it was the Seahawks-Rams game from a week and a half, the highlighter game. These are the same people that blow Sashi. Oh, yeah, I don't understand the Sashi love. If McDonald Robinson's out there listening, which he's not because I haven't talked directly to him. He's a shill for the old station. And he's just a shill for himself. Yeah, that's who he is. And McDonald Robinson, good friend of mine. And that jerk, he's going, the TBB, nothing without Sashi.
You sound like an Sam.
That's the only impersonation I can do.
I know. Oh, happy Toby.
See, I don't want to smoke on camera.
Oh.
I don't know. But I can take smoke breaks like during my show. It's not like at the old station where you couldn't smoke inside. Anyway, WBBM programming is brought to you by. Oh, hey, we have a. See, that's why I like Jake. He's an excellent writer. Paul, you read that one.
WBBN programming is brought to you by Dick Pills. Who better to give you pills than Dr. Richards?
That one wasn't bad, Jake. I did like Dick's creamy white sauce. That's an actual product too. So if you're out there listening, Dick, you make a great sauce. Your creamy white sauce. I still have a bottle of it in the fridge.
I don't know how good it is.
I don't. Yeah, that's probably well beyond expiration date. That's something I tend to do with things. Thanks for pointing that out, Paul. You do too.
Well,
next bumper music song will be lots of fun. What?
Well, maybe next time I'll write something for the Cathedral Community College.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. See, I don't want to. If we do a ton of fake reads, I want to be able to eventually get advertising for real reads. So if you're out there and you want advertising, we'll figure something out. I have stuff written down. And as you can tell, we're really good writers. I can't read. Make all this stuff up.
I kind of miss Paducah Chicken or Taco Grande.
The Red Bush one is a good one. Jake brings that up in the thread. Red Bush Irish whiskey. If you're parched, stick some Red Bush in your face. You had the stuff before. It's good stuff, Jake. I would promote that. Okay. Go ahead and get me a contract. I'd stick a bottle right here. Let's see. I don't have a table. No table. We're sitting at a desk, and we've got nothing behind us. We've got like one thing that's directly behind me that Paul sets stuff on you can't see. And he sets stuff to his left, but you can't see that either because there's
something to drink.
Us. Oh, you're going to get something to drink? You're leaving during the segment to get a drink. That's perfectly fine. You go ahead and just creak out of that chair. You can grab the other more comfortable chair if you want, but it might stick to your butt because it's being held together with duct tape. Got guitars over there. It's a good thing Paul was blocking that. I should have taken that out of the shot. That's the other board. I've got numerous boards. I work with this other smaller one here to my right. If you're into the technical end of it, I don't know. Who cares? You wanted to be entertained? It wasn't going to happen. I keep not looking at the camera because I can't tell. I don't know. I'm looking at me because I'm a narcissist. Hey, if you want to call, tired of live chatting, which works too, you could always call here, 216-487-1507. I think I figured out how to take phone calls, 216-487-1507, or even text that too, but that wouldn't make sense because you're already in the live chat here on the YouTube feed, and that works just as well or better, quite frankly, unless you're like some jerk like Arthur Kinney, who just like talks on the phone all the time. Arthur Kinney, former integral part of the old show on the old network, a good old friend of the show there. Now, see, I was going to get into Major League Baseball now. And because you were talking about the Cubs had fired their manager. Mm-hmm. Now, hey, tell us a little bit about how you've been following the playoffs so far.
I have not. Really, I haven't. I just boycott. I'm boycotting.
See, you were supposed to take long enough for me to actually take a drag off camera there, but that didn't happen because what you wound up doing was answering pretty much the way I expected you to. So I was going to ask, hey, tell us about how you've been following Major League Baseball in the playoffs, and your answer was, well, I haven't been. Well, thus far, you've had the Tampa Bay Rays defeat the Oakland A's in the wild card play-in game. You know, this is the playoffs start. First thing you do now is you have 2 wild card teams play, and even though it's supposed to be exciting in those markets, it was in Oakland. I don't even know, did 9,000. It was a full house. Got everybody to show up for that, just for their season to end. And then in the National League, what wound up happening is that the Brewers bust their ass to get into the playoffs. And then what happens? They go and they lose the 1-game play-in game to the Washington Nationals, who very well may be the best team in the National League, especially now after what happened to the Dodgers at the hands of the Washington Nationals. LA Dodgers, best record in the National League, one of the best records in Major League Baseball. They lost to the Washington Nationals in 5. The Washington Nationals are in the NLCS. That's going to be a good series because representing the other team in the National League Championship Series is the St. Louis Cardinals. The Nationals and the Cardinals. Should be a good series. What do you think?
I don't care.
You don't care. Paul Warren right there. Not caring. Yeah. The Cardinals went and they beat the Braves. They shellacked them. They scored 10 runs in the first inning yesterday. Both best of 5 series, too. Speaking of best of 5 series in the Rays, then what happened was that after the Rays won the wild card, they went on to face the Houston Astros, and they are actually playing a deciding Game 5 tonight at 7 p.m. Should be a good game.
I'm not watching.
Of course you're not. I'd like to. Should go up to an establishment and watch it, but I probably won't. That was the last other thing. Oh, and the Yankees swept the Twins. Hey, the Yankees swept the Twins. This whole big deal out of how much the Indians are terrible. Keep going on and on and on and on about that. They weren't a disappointment. What did you call them? A debacle?
Dismal.
Dismal. The
Cleveland
dismal
idiots.
Cleveland idiots. The Twins go. They win the division. I think they finish with 4 or 5 more wins than the Indians. And what happens to them? Oh, actually, no, they wound up with 7 more wins. Twins really pulled away there at the end. But what happens with the Twins? They go and they get swept by the Yankees. Way to go, Twins.
Damn Yankees.
All the steroids.
I'm not looking forward to next year either.
Oh, we're going in this direction now?
This is the city of next year.
Uh-huh. And why aren't you looking forward to next year? Because we'll just be waiting until the following year? And then the following year after that? That's your concern?
Yeah. That's how it's going to be.
Yeah. Just every year till the end of time, until the earth opens up and swallows the stadiums and the players and us fans whole. Is that right?
Yeah, we're on the end. This would be the 10th circle.
And we are currently in the 10th circle of hell right now. That's how it feels when I'm sitting next to you.
Oh, shut up.
So those are your baseball takes?
Yep.
All of the things happening in baseball right now, that's what you're giving me.
I don't have much for baseball this year or right now.
Well, I mean, it is all over for the Indians. You're going to have an intriguing series with the Dodgers and the Nationals. I really hope the Rays win tonight, go on and beat the Yankees. That would be fascinating. The Rays have the second lowest payroll in all of Major League Baseball and have done what they've done. So all you folks who go on about the Dolans not spending money or particular owners or the window is closing or so on and so forth, as you do. And it's fine. You'll be upset we didn't re-sign Brantley, who might wind up playing 5 more games than he would have if he were an Indian this year. If the Astros lose tonight. I mean, sure, there's plenty of things all across the board to either be happy or to be upset about. It's not all just money. It's not that simple. It's baseball. It's complicated. It's an incredibly complicated sport. I've been going back and watching old video from the 60s and 70s because this is who I am. 60s, 70s, and 80s. Browns teams from then and how much football is still very much the same as it was then as it is now. Maybe you pass the ball 5 yards further on your average pass play. Guys are still high-stepping into the end zone. Guys are still cocky and have bravado. And it's not like there weren't guys like that in baseball. I mean, Babe Ruth is Babe Ruth. You have to have confidence to be a professional athlete. I mean, we're seeing a little too much of it from a quarterback right now. I don't want to hear a guy at a podium say, "Oh, hey, I don't care about stats." You shouldn't. That's easy to say if you went 23 of 26 for 350 yards and threw 3 touchdowns. You should just as much not care about stats. Then say those exact same words as when you went 8 for 22 and threw for 100 yards. You were bad. You were overthrowing guys. Sure, Callaway let one bounce right out of his hands. He looked like was that douchebag who let that one slide go right through his hands right before we let go of him, who was basically almost the same as Callaway in that Steelers game when we went 0-16. Similarities, I don't know. They all look like Andre Davis to me. Not Andre Davis, but Andre Davis. If you're a Browns fan, you get what I'm saying. Let's see here. I don't know. Where were we going from that? I went off on a tangent, as I tend to do, and you're completely lost because you're not a sports fan.
Fine.
It's not a cut down. It's just you don't know who I'm talking about. Do you remember either Andre Davis?
A little bit.
A little bit. You remember which one?
Well, I was thinking about Andre Rison.
Oh, hey, at least you remember Andre Rison. That guy was actually a pretty good wide receiver. Not so much with us. I think it was only the 1 year. And technically, he was here, and we moved. He became a Raven along with the other Ravens. He was a good Falcon. He was good on teams that were associated with birds.
All I can think of is what the Browns of 2017 is like how Lucy had the ball, and then one of the kids goes, ah!
And that's what the Browns were like?
And still
in 2017? Okay, if you say so.
And yeah, just it'd be funny if like they had one scene where Charlie Brown Lucy pulls the ball like and he goes through the goalpost. No good. Charlie Brown doesn't count.
Well, no, he wouldn't because it's not like it's the ball.
Or like he just keeps flying at other places. You are now relaxed.
Just through the air.
Yeah, I could just see that. It's like you go through many places. It's like get your boat. And then he falls into the sun.
I
don't know.
That's all really weird. Well then, when we come back, we're gonna have your random thought of the day, even though it's not like we haven't already had enough random thoughts, quite frankly. I mean, as good a time as any to head on over to the Traffic and Weather Center, and so long as it starts playing, just play the thing. Click the button. Yeah, there you go. And now over at the Warren Brothers Traffic and Weather Center, it's Paul Warren with your traffic and weather.
Everything is still fine here on Henninger Road in Old Brooklyn, Ohio, in Cleveland. And the weather is still is right now probably in the upper 60s and going to be, and this afternoon and late darkness it'll be clear by sunset.
Why do you not like reading copy? I mean, is it that my handwriting sucks? If you can't read what I wrote, that's fine.
Clear, expect clear skies the remainder of the day. High on 75 late this afternoon and darkness after sunset. There, you happy?
I guess. Same problems we had on this other show.
I have to say the same damn thing over again.
That's what the bit is.
Hey, fine,
you can change it up. You can add things to it, but don't just completely get rid of stuff.
Fine.
It's the bit. I mean, if you wrote stuff, I'd read it. I'm gonna just dismiss it.
Okay.
So now we're here at the Old Brooklyn News Desk with the news. Matt Lauer speaking out against some woman who was just written a book, accusing Matt Lauer of raping her. But he's saying he didn't do it. It was a consensual affair in which both parties were willing participants, but he didn't tell his wife about it. So, Matt Lauer, not a rapist, but a scummy dirtbag cheater.
What do you have a therapist?
A therapist? What would it? What would it?
I'll take a rapist for $500.
You did that all just for that. Also in the news, a co-ed at the Akron University, there was an abduction attempt You can find it on your local news, the video there of you hear the audio of the woman explaining that she was nearly abducted. A man tried to toss her into his big blue van, but he was not successful, thankfully for her. And because of that, a man across the street who witnessed the whole thing said that he didn't see anything at all. I'm sure if the camera were just to pan slightly to the left, they would see a blue van in his driveway, because the guy just reeks of rapist, murderer, abductor type. And because I like to keep the news happy, as you can tell from those first two stories. Assistant to the what?
Go ahead.
What? Assistant to the diving inspector, the head diver, assistant to the head diver on the Bill Cosby and Jerry Sandusky case. Hugh Jackson is the assistant to the head diver. He has come up from Lake Erie, cannot find hide nor hair of Bill Cosby or Jerry Sandusky, but he did find the 1984 Chrysler LeBaron that the two drove over the ledge in, if you recall from our old stories. So Bill Cosby, Jerry Sandusky, still on the loose. Be afraid. We're going to play this one here. Title of this song is called Gay Time. And that's to let everybody know that it is time for Paul's random thought of the day. What's he thinking? What's on his mind? And here we are now with Paul's random thought of the day.
Okay. The NHL season is starting. And as you know, I'm wearing a Penguins shirt. This is my second team next to the Blue Jackets. Because this year they're gonna have a lousy season.
What's their record right now?
Nah, I think they have more losses than wins. That's all I know.
Oh, the Browns have more losses than wins, and they're gonna go to the Super Bowl.
Right. But they lost a couple key players this year, so that's why they're.
I like the song.
So that's why they're. So right now they're the Boo Jackets.
The Boo Jackets. That's what you go with.
Yeah, because people are just going to boo at them.
They deserve to be booed, huh?
Yeah, and it's like there's always this. Maybe you need some gas, less pills. Excuse you.
Thanks.
But the thing is, I don't know how the Penguins are, but they're always good.
The Penguins are always good?
Usually, for the most part.
Usually, for the most part?
Yeah. But it always seems odd that there's always that one team that succeeds and one team that fails. Let's take, for example, the expansion of Columbus and Minnesota. The Minnesota Wild, they're kind of a good team. And the Columbus Blue Jackets, they're just going nowhere right now.
Yeah, the Blue Jackets are 1-2 in 3 games played.
Yes.
That's a total of 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Penguins are 1-2 in 3 games played for a total of 2 points. Man, you sure know your hockey.
Hey, fine.
Good thing we do this hockey segment for the Paul's random thought of the day.
Well, sometimes hockey.
What do you call the Penguins when they suck at this 1-2 record after 3 games and they suck? Just like the Blue Jackets suck. What are they? The Dodos? Because that's a stupider bird than a penguin is.
I don't know, but if it's like the Philadelphia Flyers, I
Uh-huh.
would call them the Walkers. Because they're not flying, they're walking.
Maybe they're bussers. They take the bus like losers do.
Fine, I'm a loser.
Who picked you up today?
You did.
Yeah, that makes me more of a loser than you.
Okay.
I had to pick your loser ass up.
And
Hey, the Flyers are 2-0.
yeah,
They're not losers. They are flying high.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
the Hurricanes are 4-0.
Huh.
Are you doing a full hockey segment for your random thought today?
Mostly.
Okay, you got other actual hockey stuff, or is it just, you brought up hockey and I'm the one who's going to have to do the work?
Look, I didn't do any of this. Okay, fine. I was.
It's
busy
fine that
yesterday.
you didn't do any work. You were busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that one phone call you got.
Yeah.
Hey, hello, can I sell you some insurance? Blah 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 blah.
Thank you. Come again.
That's racist, Paul. You can't do that.
What? But
Some people did some things.
okay, fine.
Thing they did was call you on the phone, bug the crap out of you. That's what
Yeah.
some people did. Some people did some things. Anyway, well, you thought you were racist, and now we're banned from YouTube. Oh, we made it almost an hour, so there we go.
Yes.
So
The thing is,
yeah.
all I knew is that the Boo Jackets.
Oh, I didn't do a commercial.
Okay, here's a.
It doesn't
commercial.
matter.
I'm Paul.
You're gonna do a
Warner.
commercial during your own thing.
Okay, I'm Paul Warner for Cathedral Community College. You want to be a graduate somewhere, but however, you don't have the money. That's when you can go to the Cathedral Community College. Not only do they have associates of liberal arts, science, and math, but also seminary school. They're a seminary school as well, because
This is a made-up place, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it is a cathedral.
Uh-huh.
You can even transfer
Yeah.
from colleges from the Oral Roberts to Concordia,
Oral Roberts.
and because it is an all-denominational college,
Uh-huh.
Cathedral Community College, spread your wings in ahead to better learning. I winged that one, so
You winged it.
yes.
You know the Red Wings.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't looked them up yet. Just because you said wings. They're 2-1. There's only been 3 games. Not enough hockey to have been played yet.
Yeah, well, actually, that is true, unfortunately.
What?
But the thing is,
What's true?
about hockey? It's just like baseball and basketball.
That the season goes on for a while?
Yeah, and
So you can't
it's-
have a definitive opinion after 3 games? Where you can already say they're the Boo Jackets and that they suck, even though it's only been 3 games?
Mark. The thing
Yeah, Paul.
is, Columbus lost a couple key players after
During the
last-
offseason.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I know. They weren't able to re-sign one guy and they traded another guy or something,
Yeah,
right?
so that means they're not going to be great.
I'm just saying, if you're going to do hockey talk, we got to have 15 minutes of hockey stuff to talk about.
Okay.
And we're only 3 minutes in.
Well,
That was it for the top hockey, wasn't it? You had nothing else,
Unfortunately.
right? So what we're going to do for the other 12 minutes.
we can still talk about baseball, or basketball, or the Buckeyes. What are they?
This is your random thought, though.
Okay,
This is your
well.
whole segment. It's all your random thoughts. What's he thinking? What's on his mind?
Okay, fine.
Even though all you do during every other segment is interrupt my thoughts with your random thoughts. The show should just be called Paul's Random Thoughts.
Shut up.
I thought you were going to do that at the old station, at the place that fired me, because you were all like, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to have my own show. I'm going to call it the Paul Warren Show. It's going to be better than
Mark, let
yours.
me sit on you.
No, because that's weird. You don't threaten to do such things ever at all.
Okay,
ever.
fine. But
Weird.
I'll just. Okay. How are the other teams doing in hockey?
In hockey,
Yeah.
all of the other teams?
Yes.
Oh, you want every single team?
Yes. I just see who's
Just like the best ones, maybe?
like the Hurricanes are doing well. The
Yeah, okay.
Flyers are doing
So,
well.
who?
Flyers, Hurricanes.
Oh. There's like 4 teams in the Metropolitan Division who haven't lost a game yet. The Hurricanes are 4-0. The Capitals are 2-0-2. That's overtime losses? What does OTL stand for?
I think it's overtime.
just overtime at all. The mere fact
I
that you
believe
play
so.
overtime, you only get half a point, right?
I think so. I don't know how.
No, I mean 1 point instead of 2 for a win and 0 for a
I
loss.
don't know how hockey works in that scenario.
Okay.
I
So
never-
so you
I never
don't
got that. It was usually win, loss, tie.
and it's changed. It has
Mhm.
changed because it's you don't have the shootouts or some of those other things that you used to have.
Yeah, or
Natural
penalty
sunlight coming in
shots.
behind my head. All right, so here's how it stands: Sabres and Bruins. Sabres are 3-0-1. Bruins are 3-0. Hurricanes are 4-0. Capitals are 2-0-2. Rangers are 2-0. Flyers are 2-0. Those are all of the teams that haven't lost a game yet in the Eastern Conference. In the Western Conference, the Blues are 2-0-1. The Avalanche are
The
2-0.
Cup champions, Stanley Cup champs.
Oh, the St. Louis Blues. Yeah, that's right. And then the Ducks and Oilers are both 3-0. You just wanted me to do it in
No.
hopes I would say Ducks were in there somewhere as one of the just at all. Quite frankly,
Well,
right?
They're stupid name. Better than some stupid animal. You want to be District 5. You want to be known as the District 5.
So you're just gonna quote the movie now, then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Winning.
Do you remember the cartoon?
Vaguely.
They were like aliens or something.
I don't know. But I just keep thinking about the band thing, and it's like, what happens if she was abducted by aliens rather than somebody else?
Well, it's a spooky time of year. We are here in October.
The alien.
Why would aliens be driving a van, though?
Well,
Is that what you're going with, or
well,
like?
Well, some aliens look like people, and they'll
Are
drive.
you talking about Sam Cassell?
I-
He's a person who looks like an alien. Ugly man. Yeah.
all I can think of is Howard Cosell. And
That's Cosell. I said Cassell.
right.
Although Cosell, it's. I'm glad you brought that up because it made me think of something. Cleveland Browns just played on Monday Night Football the other day. Got crushed by the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, I hit the microphone. And the Monday Night Football lineup, the guys in the booth, they're just so terrible. I don't even remember what the one guy's name is. Of course, I'm going to remember the other guy's name. But we went from a time where we had excellent dudes in the book, like Howard Cosell.
And touchdown, Joe Namath.
And you had Al Michaels and that other guy who kind of pulled a Matt Lauer in his own time, and he was married to Kathy Lee Gifford. Frank Gifford, that pervert. And Al Michaels was really good at what he did, and he had that one former football player in there.
Deerdorf.
Was it Deerdorf?
I think
yeah,
so.
that's right. That was a good setup.
And then you got the song, "Are you ready for the football?"
They still play the song. It's like Hank Williams V who does it now. And so even when John Madden joined Al Michaels, that was on Monday nights for a while, right? And I know they were doing Sunday nights. Chris Collinsworth sucks.
But since ABC and Fox are owned by each other, probably.
I can't keep it all straight. But as things got progressively worse, and you had Rush Limbaugh in there for a few days.
Less fun than anyone can ever have.
And you wound up having Dennis Miller. You can't do it, Dennis Miller.
I don't think so.
No, you can't. I can at least make a joke like Dennis Miller. I don't think that was as bad a pass as trying to cross the Titicaca River in a rowboat made out of toothpicks or something like that. He has to throw some word in there that's complicated. The Aphrodite River. It's a bad Dennis Miller impersonation.
You can't look like that guy from the bearded guy from My Two Dads, the one that not Paul Reiser, but the other guy.
Boy, that's a claim to fame. You look like the other guy from My Two Dads who isn't Paul Reiser.
Yeah.
That's great. The guy who looked like Kenny Loggins.
Yes.
Okay.
What happened to him after the 80s?
Whatever happened to him during the 80s? He was nobody. So anyway, guys who have been in the booth on Monday Night Football, you know who you got now?
I don't know.
Booger McFarland. The guy's his name's Booger. You go from what was the guy that you were saying?
Howard Cosell.
Howard Cosell and John Madden and Al Michaels. And where do you get yourself to eventually? And John Gruden was even doing it. John Gruden did a pretty good job. Where do you find yourself eventually? Booger McFarland. My name is Booger.
I like burgers.
I just want to remind you all that this is WBBN, the Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. The views and opinions of this program don't express those of ownership, even though I am ownership and I am doing this show. So that you know, ownership is vehemently against cronyism and nepotism. Just ask all of my friends in the live chat and who are watching, as well as my brother and my dad who's over there somewhere. Hey, I actually saw him. I shouldn't move again. Anyway, so now on over to one of the owner's friends or relatives with their show, which is just me, the owner himself, and his relative, who's his co-host. Got a few minutes left in your see, the reason why I set this up is if it's I got a format clock even. You see how fancy and trying to do everything right that I'm doing.
How are the Golden Knights doing?
Oh, see, because the thing is I set it up that his random thought would happen. That so I have to interrupt it with the bottom of the hour. I interrupted myself. Anybody who Golden Knights are 1-1-1.
Hmm.
Well, their season's over. 1-1-1. There's no chance.
You're one Warren Beatty, Mark.
I'm what?
You're so vain.
I don't know. Neither do I. That doesn't make any sense at all.
I had some clowns in my coffee.
That's actually funny. That's a good misheard lyric on that one.
So
Yeah, we still got like 3 or 4 minutes left in the segment.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
it's your random thought, and you're giving me nothing.
okay, well that was my random thought. It was about
Was it just talk about hockey,
yes,
but have nothing prepared?
okay, I didn't have anything
And that's fine.
prepared this week.
You're gonna do better next Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes.
Secondly, we've got nobody who can fire us. YouTube can suspend us. That could
True.
probably happen. But it's not like I've been missing stuff, right?
Not
Nothing more? No. And it with with Jake Underwood's Red Bush.
And you have some interesting live reads.
What do you mean I have interesting live reads?
I don't know.
I haven't done any live reads yet.
Okay, well,
What do you mean?
nothing.
I mean, those were pseudo live reads that I did. I'm calling them commercials because we haven't done the commercials yet. But if I mean, all right, so all the commercials are sitting right here. You want to know more about how this works? And I wrote commercials, but I wrote them all for shows
Okay,
that I hope that we
okay,
do.
I'll give you another live read.
What?
I'm Paul Warren for the Community Buffet.
Uh-huh.
This next Monday is Columbus Day, and that means there's going to be a Italian buffet from spaghetti to lasagna. There'll be manicotti and stuffed shells, even pizza, antipastos, a salad bar, and don't forget to have their cannolis as well as some tiramisu. And there's also going to be a live Italian band as well as a Rat Pack tribute band at the Community Buffet. It's $6 a plate, and they appreciate donations as well as tips. So come on over
For a made-up place.
Yeah,
Hurry up.
So come on over to the Community Buffet for a great Italian meal. The Community Buffet. We say to play for you. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, you need some gas-less pills, too.
Hey.
If you're interested in calling the program, phone number here is 216-487-1507. Of course, you can join the live chat here on the YouTube as it is streaming. Or even text that phone number, that 216-487-1507 phone number, because that's a thing. And I don't know what else to tell you. It's about time for a break. Let me push some buttons here so we can do that.
Push your buttons.
You do. You certainly do. And now you're actually tapping me, which now you're literally pushing a button. That's funny. Nieces gave me that button. It says that I'm awesome. And I like to remind myself that I am awesome. Do you know who else is awesome? Paul Warren. And we head on over to the Warren Brothers Traffic and Weather Center, which is right there.
Everything's still fine on Henninger Road, and the weather is in the upper 60s and clear. So expect clear skies for the remainder of the day. A high of 75 late this afternoon and darkness after sunset.
See, that's hilarious. Darkness after sunset. Whatever. Save that. I'm going to keep doing that. Now here on over to the Old Brooklyn News Desk. And that's me. Because I've got your Old Brooklyn News. Even though, it's more than just Old Brooklyn. I want to make sure the next song's queued up, ready to go, which it will be, because there it is. All right. Here in the news, you have Matt Lauer speaking out against a woman who has written a book claiming that Matt Lauer is a rapist, that he raped her. Matt Lauer vehemently denies that, saying that they had a consensual affair, that he cheated on his wife with this woman, but he did not rape this woman. So Matt Lauer is not a rapist. He is just a dirty scumbag, cheater, philanthropist. That's not the right word. Philanderer. That's the word. Akron University student was nearly abducted the other day.
And not by aliens.
late Monday or Tuesday night, I forget which day it was, or late Monday night, early Tuesday morning. She was nearly abducted by a man in a van. A man in a blue van. She said he tried to toss her into his van. When the man who lived across the street and said he didn't see anything was interviewed. I'm pretty sure if the camera just panned slightly to the left, they would have seen a blue van in the driveway. There's all the detective work you need on that one.
Aliens in there.
And the guy might have been an alien, I guess. Akron aliens. And last bit of news before we head on over into commercials is that Bill Cosby and Jerry Sandusky are still on the loose. The assistant... I love this song. Great comeback music. To come back from the break. Yes, assistant to the head diver in the case. Hugh Jackson did not find hide nor hair of Bill Cosby or Jerry Sandusky. No goofy sweaters. No whatever Jerry Sandusky would be into. So none of either of those.
Birthdays.
What?
Nothing. It must be my birthday.
Oh, you're doing the Mervyn the pervert thing.
Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert the pervert. So that's it for the news on that one. Another commercial. That's what I'm gonna do here. Follow me, Mark Warren, co-host of this show, or well, the host of the Warren Brothers Sports Show, but feels like I'm co-hosting. You follow me on Twitter at MarkWarren216, Instagram Mark D Warren 216, the Facebook. Follow us at the Warren Brothers Sports Show. Actually, it's the Warren Bros Sports Show, or Warren Bros Sports Show at Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. I don't know. We haven't got it all figured out yet either. That's just honesty there. I've got no reason to lie to you, the viewer. Which, funny enough, we reached 4 at one point. That's, on our best days at the old station, we'd reach 4. Except that one time that I manipulated the standings and we had 127 or whatever.
That's what number 9. Number 9.
And you're watching us here on YouTube, Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. You know that already because that's how you found us. And since that is the case, click like, subscribe, all those other things. And I'll beg you for money with the Patreon thing later on because there's no need to do that commercial again. But what we will do is we will come back, which we are doing right now anyway, because here we are, because we didn't leave, really. Until I can figure out how to get the commercials things to work, which honestly, all I really mean is that I just need to record them. Basically, just go into this other thing. See, I'm looking at a screen, so that's what I'm doing. Let us know what you think about the camera resolution. It looks a little grainy on our side, but if it's good enough for you, hopefully you're just listening to us in the background as you would any regular radio station, because that's the plan. That's what we're going up against. I am not a big fan of particular shows that with the time slot that I've given us. I actually kind of like the one show. Can't stand parts of the other. I don't even know who else is on whatever else. We're not going up against Limbaugh. Not even trying that. Well, technically, we are going up against
less fun than any human being can possibly have.
This guy does a Limbaugh impersonation. That was Limbaugh. That was Ed McMahon. What else did I have planned out here? So I was going to talk NBA a little bit because you poo-pooed everything else. You mentioned NBA at some point. Did I play that song? Yeah, I did those. So that just means there's your random thought. Is this the 5th segment already?
I believe so.
It doesn't sound right. No, maybe that is right. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because that has to be 5 because I screwed up because we started late. So yeah, that would be those other songs. Oh, I know what song's next then. All right.
Excuse me.
So that's going to be the song for the outro then. Not the outro of the whole show. Like you care, both of you. I haven't tried to sign in to watch myself even.
Wow, I can watch me all day, can you? Or hear myself all day. Wow.
I could watch me all day, but that's because I'm an enormous narcissist. So long as you can hear me, that's all that matters to me. I can just look at myself. I even have mirrors set up just in case. Hey there, see myself there too. You can't see that mirror, but there is one there. There's another one over there too.
are so vain, and I saw clowns in my coffee.
Yeah, I know. It's the line is grounds. There are grounds.
Clouds.
Clouds in her coffee. Oh, it's clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Who sees clouds in their coffee?
I don't know.
Makes more sense that you'd see grounds in your coffee because it is coffee grounds.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
You thought it was
I think
grounds?
it is clouds.
I had some dreams. There were grounds in my coffee. Nobody filtered this stuff.
Yeah, sometimes you screw up when you put it in the filter
Uh-huh.
and it's a little overhang. You wind up with grounds in your coffee.
Okay.
So what about basketball do you want to talk about?
Not much. There really isn't much in basketball right now.
You know, the Cavaliers won their first preseason game.
Really.
They played San Largo. What's the name of this place? San Lorenzo. They defeated them 120-89 on Monday. The first game at the Q. No, it's not called that anymore.
Rocket Mortgage.
Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. That's right.
Rocket Man Fieldhouse.
That fine. the William Shatner hit Rocket Man. Rock. It's man. That's right. I feel bad when I lean over, you see Dad in the background. What were you saying? What are you talking? I don't care. That's you're so enamored with the fact that you can be seen.
Leonard Nimoy.
Because it's the deal is that you talk.
Okay.
The talking's more important. You doing this, I don't give a crap about that.
I prefer Star Trek over Star Wars.
That's where we're going with this. This is our basketball talk is going to be Star Trek over Star Wars. I like Star Trek more myself too.
Yeah. And they are owned by one of our favorite cartoons.
South Park owns
South Park and Star Trek are
Star Trek. No, they're owned by the same
Yep,
people,
they're owned by the same-
Viacom or whatever,
Mhm.
right? What does that have to
Viacom.
do with anything?
nothing.
Nothing at all. What does it have to do with basketball?
Nothing.
I mean, at least even in the most recent South Park episode that I've watched, the one from last week, has to do with the NBA going to China, and that's happening, and how
Mhm.
China is the only market for everyone.
Hmm.
And now there's this whole NBA thing and all sorts of a kerfluffle.
Trey Parker for Captain Kirk.
That's funny. I'd watch him play Captain Kirk.
That'd be funny.
Thanks, Jake Underwood.
And then Jake, who would Stone be Spock? You can type in or whatever. But where was that other team from the Cavs that the Cavs played? San Lorenzo, San Laredo.
Oh, like Brazil or something. I don't know.
From South
Afghanistan. Yeah, in a Cartman voice. Well, they did that in an episode, didn't they?
No, they-
I'm Kirk.
They did that in basketball. Excuse you.
Thanks. Yeah, I farted. Well, what did they do in basketball?
Because Parker was doing his.
No, I know that, but on an episode of South Park, I thought they did a Star Trek thing.
I don't know.
No, they were playing what were they playing? And the one kid showed up at the door dressed as Star Trek. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I thought I remembered Cartman pretending to be William Shatner one time.
Okay.
The Lord of the Rings thing, right? Yeah, the kid was dressed as Star Trek.
Mhm.
That was that one. The
And-
Stick of Destiny or whatever it was, right?
And well, the other kids were playing Harry Potter.
There was that one.
You suck.
That's what it was. And I prefer Lord of the Rings over Harry Potter as well, for obvious reasons.
Uh-huh.
First of all, the Harry Potter books are like this.
Mhm.
It's like, how am I going to read all this?
How are you going to read all of it?
Yeah.
I really don't care. How does it? So this is our basketball talk, Lord of the Rings and Star Trek. Have we watched the Orville?
Basketball Jones!
Redenbacher? Is that like a docudrama about the life of the guy who created that popcorn?
I'm Orville Redenbacher.
He's Chris Kimbrell's father.
Okay.
They were playing Rick Bayless on TV last night. I thought of you, Paul.
Tonight's taco night.
Yeah,
And
he
we're
was
gonna
doing
have-
that stuff. He cooks a lot of crap out of cans.
And
You ever notice that?
we're going to have some chilies and adobo sauce, and we're gonna make it into a mole. And my brother Skip is gonna come over for dinner.
I'm not coming over for dinner. I don't have time. I gotta yell at LeBron James.
Well, we're making tacos tonight. Would you want some tacos or burritos? I made it myself. It's not like that Taco Bell or Taco Grande taco that you get every night.
I do not eat Taco Bell. I will not eat your taco garbage. I don't eat tacos. I'm just gonna have a nice fillet of fish. It's a little fish, cut it up, eat it over a bed of rice. That's all I eat.
Yeah, I can make fish tacos for you, or make it into a Tijuana style or something.
I don't want you to jam any fish in any tortillas. It's not what I do. It's not how I eat it. It's not the best way. The best way is the way I do it because I'm Skip Bayless.
Okay, I'll see if my daughter would like him more, because I like my daughter more than my wife.
And that's the Warren Brothers as the Bayless Brothers bit that we do. It's a terrible bit.
I know.
It's awful. I thought the Orville thing that he did got canceled or whatever it was, or he did 2 years of it. It was supposed to be serious. It looked like it was just a take on that Tim Allen movie.
What?
Good Tim Allen impersonation. As you can tell, I'm deeply devoted to my Al Borland cosplay, plaid shirt, whatever my problem is.
I
And
don't
the
think
beard.
so. I don't think so, Mark.
Okay. I didn't realize that show was still on. So the Orville, watch it or don't. I really don't give a crap. No, I'm not going to promote it. Jake did though.
Yeah.
Jake can tell you to go watch it. Warren Brothers Sports Show. Yeah, we still got 8 minutes left in the segment. That sucks. Because I was going to talk to you about the Cavs. Cavs have games coming up. Preseason, mind you. We are still just in the preseason. We've got another couple of weeks left before the official start of the NBA season. And Friday in Detroit, Sunday in Boston. And as opposed to playing, go Cavs. Yeah, Kevin Porter is going to be very good. Kevin Porter Jr. The kid I was intrigued by couldn't play the first game. He's got a little nagging injury, that third first round pick. Cavs seem to be constructing the team well. I would be perfectly happy with a winning record and being a 6 through 8 seed. You're okay right now with that. You just need to add that larger free agent piece. And maybe a decent season shows that you can do that. The youth on this team is good. But see, this is the same problem that we kind of fall into as we do with Brown stuff, where it's like we know what we have and we see that we're good. And we kind of discount,
Excuse you.
thank you, how good others are. Like, I think going into that Niners game, Browns fans didn't realize how good the Niners were. As I heard prediction after prediction, and we're going to blow out the Niners. Like, we're going to go into San Francisco after they've been on the bye week, and they could prepare for us, and we're just going to go in there and blow them out, even though they're a good team. That's just going to happen. Whereas with the Cavs, if they can hang in there with the other young teams in this league, a lot of youth in the NBA, go and get yourself that excellent free agent. I was talking to a buddy of mine through Twitter, Junior the Third. If you're out there listening, Mitch, if you happen to switch this on while you're busy working, let's see. The Browns were going to start 2-4. See, we'll get into that Browns thing in a second, Jake, because I'm with you on that. And this is where it shows that we were thinking a bit more level-headed than a lot of people who had us at like 5-1 at the bye. Actually heard stuff like that, 4-2 at the bye. But so long as the Cavaliers can show that they can hang with other teams, I think they'll be fine. There's a lot of youth here in the NBA. Pick up that piece during the offseason. And even if it is a middle first-round pick, you know that there's good players there. I mean, there's only 2 rounds in the NBA draft. You can find talent. The Browns. Jake and I. Paul, what do you think if we could go back in time and go to the before the season began, after this weekend against the Seahawks, what would you have had the Browns record at? We kind of played this game on the show on the old station. What did you have them?
I don't know. I forgot. Maybe
It was 2-4, 3-3, or something like that.
something like that.
Jake and I both had 2-4. I said 3-3 at best. And it was weird. I think one of them might have been a win over the Titans. I didn't expect us to go into Baltimore and win that game. I expected us to beat the Jets in New York. I think everybody chalked that one up. And that you probably would have won in San Francisco. We were really discounting them earlier before the season started.
Well,
then they get off to that 3-0 start in the bye week.
Well, Jake said we need linebackers first off.
I'll get into that linebackers thing in a sec too.
I'm gonna pillow for my butt.
You're going to get a pillow for your butt. All right. So that's what Paul's going to be doing for a second there. The linebackers take, I agree with that, because Joe Schobert, was it that he led the entire NFL in tackles last season? And he's in the top 10 again this year. And I like Joe Schobert, but he should not be the highest tackler on your team. Mack Wilson will get up there. I like that kid a lot. He pillow. He didn't show everything that he could do last Monday. Mack Wilson was all over the field during the preseason and in a little bit of action. But yeah, Schobert's all right. And yeah, it's a lot of our teams here in Cleveland. It was more than just Clay Matthews and Chip Banks. That was a 3-4. Was that a 4-3 or 3-4? That's another thing that's frustrating as Browns fans. And as I talk about, I watch a lot of old footage and things like that. We were one of the first teams to start doing 3-4. We've bounced back and forth between the 4-3 and the 3-4 so many times. I don't even know what we're running now again. We're back in the 4-3. Yeah, that's right. We are. That's right. So, guy, when you lose Kirksey for the remainder of the season, that's a big hit to your defense, because he's an excellent Mike linebacker right there. And he's the Mike, right? And then Will is the weak side, and it'll come together. For the amount of linebackers that you had, you needed one more, slightly more seasoned guy. I mean, it's why I understand dealing away.
Seasoned guy?
Yeah, seasoned guy, seasoned veteran. That's what they call him, Paul.
I thought you said...
Splash the essence of emerald on him, and he's seasoned.
Bam!
Little garlic powder and pepper and salt.
And bam!
And bam. 4-3 technically, but we play two linebackers or 5 DBs. That's right. It's that hybrid thing. I remember it's basically one safety is like a third linebacker, because he's also the third safety. And it's I like it. I like what I've seen from it. But when you only have two real linebackers out there, that changes things up. Your defense really will have to play better if you stand a shot against the Seahawks this Sunday. And if you can go into the bye 3-3, yeah, I'm all for it. I've also seen predictions where people are worried about the Bills when they come to town now. I mean, I know I'm looking ahead, and I really shouldn't be looking that far ahead. But it's part of what you do as a football fan. Football season's short when you think about it. We're already a third of the way through. You look forward to when the Bills come here, when that week happens. That's a winnable game. It was before the season started. It is now, even though the Bills are 4-1. I couldn't tell you what the Bills just did this past Sunday. I don't even remember.
Well, the Broncos game's also another easy win.
A game you should win. You go into Denver, even if they are 1-4 now. Is Flacco out again? I don't even know. There's so much stuff going wrong there in Denver.
Flacco, I thought he was. I thought he was gone.
What do you mean gone? He got traded. From the Ravens.
I was thinking about the Rodney Amadeus guy.
Oh, the singer. Oh, I thought you were
Amadeus.
talking about the guy who was the quarterback that Keanu Reeves played.
Who, what, where, how? I know Kung Fu. 69.
Hey, that music tells me that it's time to head on over to the Warren Brothers Traffic and Weather Center, which is right there.
And everything is still fine.
So here's Paul Warren with your traffic and weather update.
And still, everything is fine. Nothing happening here on Henninger Road in Old Brooklyn, part of Cleveland, Ohio. And the weather is around the upper 60s and clear. And so expect clear skies for the remainder of the day, with highs about in the mid-70s late this afternoon, and darkness after sunset.
That's right. After the sun sets, you can expect darkness. And that's the kind of quality weather that you'll hear from us here on the Warren Brothers Sports Show. Here from the old Brooklyn News Desk, just want to let everybody know that Matt Lauer is refuting claims that he raped a woman. She has just written in a new book that Matt Lauer raped her. He denies those allegations, saying that they had a consensual marriage outside of his consensual relationship outside of his marriage. So, Matt Lauer, not a rapist, but a degenerate scumbag who cheated on his wife. Akron University, abduction attempt. A man in a van tried to toss a Akron University co-ed into his blue van late Monday or Tuesday evening. I forget now. Does that make me a bad person for not really remembering? A rainbow in the dark. I don't know what that means. Rainbow in the dark.
Jake, what does rainbow in the
Oh, that goes back to your weather. So I mean, the sun, the moon's there. Yeah, Foley having it rough these
And
days.
stars.
In a van down by the river. It would have been funny if it had been Foley.
I live in a van down by the river.
So anyway,
Whoop-de-doo.
turns out the guy who who lived across the street from where it supposedly occurred, said he didn't see anything, making me suspicious of if you would just pan the camera over to his driveway, you would have found a blue van there. And lastly, in the ever-growing saga of Bill Cosby and Jerry Sandusky, the assistant to the head diver, Hugh Jackson, has resurfaced from Lake Erie and has not found any evidence outside of a waterlogged 1984 Chrysler LeBaron convertible in which the two had last been seen driving in. And so as it stands right now, Jerry Sandusky and Bill Cosby, once presumed to be dead, are now merely on the lam. That's it for the news. We are the Warren Brothers. We are coming to you live from our Henninger Road studios. This song is playing to let you know this is the last commercial break as well as the beginning of the last segment. This is our theme song. At least I like it, and that's what I'm calling it. We have no lyrics to any of our songs yet. It's just a bunch of music. You can find music for free. It's easy to use.
Marshmallows, tinfoil, and fudge, and some dingle balls hanging from trees.
Paul's got lyrics, but whether or not it's, and in fact, I've decided I kind of like the other song better for the ending song when we get to that time.
Strawberries, marshmallows, tinfoil, and fudge, and some dingle balls hanging from trees.
Paul's a fan of a particular television show on which that guy's the character. This song is where we heard it. It's free to use, to my knowledge. Found it on apm.com. I mean, that might be a plug for them. I don't know. But you can use music for free. Yeah, downloaded all that stuff. You're watching us here on YouTube, here on the Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. You'll find me on Twitter at MarkWarren216, Instagram, MarkDWarren216. Follow us, Facebook, the Warren Brothers Sports Show, or Warren Brothers Sports Show. There's two different ones. I don't understand how it works. Bastardized version of the Taxi theme. Hey, all right. What did you laugh at? You put ha 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 in there too, Jake. We enjoy that you're enjoying this. Both people who are apparently watching now, and thanks, Jake. Appreciate that. Held on longer than most people. Reached 4 at one point, so I'm stoked for that. That's not too bad. I've never reached that high a number again, I'm sure. Lastly, and here's the big sell. Find us on Patreon. That was the last one. Help us out.
Help me, help you, help me, help you, help it.
Go to patreon.com, Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network, $5 per month, 1,999 of those left. And Paul's lyrics. Yeah, Paul's lyrics were pretty damn good. That's funny stuff. For just $5 a month, you help us keep this going. And you receive my undying love and devotion. That is patreon.com, Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. That's where you'd find that. Last segment, we're going to put a bow on this thing, even though I don't think I'm going to call it that anymore. I got to figure out, what exactly I want to call the last segment now because as much as I liked it on the other show, there's so many different things that I've heard use bows. I mean, it should be obvious. It's the last thing that you do. You put a bow on something before you give it to someone. You don't just wrap it up. You put a bow on it. I was thinking maybe we even just call it like slap a label on it because it's to you from us. Whatever. I don't know. It's where we.
Well, cut and print.
Why cut and print? What
Because
does that
then
mean?
like you had the final product, you cut it, and then like, okay, cut. That was good. Print.
I'm talking about it as a metaphor for a gift because what we're giving these people is a gift. This is a gift from us to you. And when you give someone a gift, you put the gift in a box. So you got the box, and you wrap up the box. Then you put a bow on the wrapping, and then you give the person a gift.
And then I don't know.
Okay, that's the metaphor is lost on you, and that's fine. It's perfectly fine. Oh, just want to also remind you one last time. This is WBBN, the Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. The views and opinions of this program don't express those of ownership. Ownership is vehemently against cronyism and nepotism. Now over to one of the owner's friends or relatives with their show. And I am the owner himself. So there you go. That's how that is. Owner's friends are listening. Owner's brother is his co-host. So vehemently against cronyism and nepotism. Anyway.
Oh, what do you want me to say?
Well, I don't know. We're in the last segment. It's
Okay.
usually where we stretch it out way too long. We discussed how we may or may not bring the bow thing back. We have to actually sit down and record a damn song or something.
Okay, well, I'm Paul Warren for Gas Less Pills.
So you're gonna do a live read?
And
Did you do Gasless already?
no, I didn't.
Oh, I still have Pop left.
You get sometimes you get gassy, but you get gassy at the wrong times, and that's when you need gasless pills. It helps you to reduce the gas in your body. Gasless pills when you need some.
To have less gas?
Yes,
Is that what the tagline is?
I think so.
You don't remember it.
I gotta find it
Yeah.
because I have it on a disc.
Mm-hmm. You have it on a disc.
No, I have it saved on my computer. I just gotta put it on a disc, and I'll give it to you this weekend.
Yeah, what if this thing doesn't take discs?
Well,
What if I need one of those sticks? You got a stick?
I think so. I can get something for that too.
Check a disc, check a stick,
Stick and bricks and
a
straw.
stick disc. Oh, okay. We're doing the Three Little Pigs now. All right, because I said pigs. Final segment, wrapping everything up here. What are we talking about today?
Nah.
Cavs, really nothing more to that. Regular season starts in a couple weeks. It's like to see some of these young kids out there around the NFL. Instead, Paul started talking about the XFL or something like that. He even brought up hockey for his segment. That really went nowhere. The Browns themselves, Seahawks wear highlighter uniforms. I have no idea. It's the same crap that we've always done. It's been garbage.
Okay.
It's terrible. I mean that in the nicest way possible. You don't go and fire me. Like, seriously. Like, I didn't even say anything crude.
Okay.
I most likely won't get banned from YouTube after the first day that we've done anything. I didn't bring up Parma Skanks. Oh, crap. Well, anyway. Where do you go from there? I mean, you got to...
Flamingos.
What?
Flamingos.
No, I mean, if you want to talk about flamingos, I want to do about 15 more minutes. That is, I want to reach 2 hours. What are we talking about?
Well, this is our first YouTube live streaming episode, and
Yeah, no one will probably watch the rerun.
yeah, well, maybe I'll post it somewhere.
Yeah, I'll tell you where you can post it up your fat ass.
Oh, shut up.
Okay.
No.
That was funny, though. Ha, 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 ha. Har, har, har. What good does covering my eyes do? Your hands smell nice.
I use deodorant soap. I use Italian Spring soap.
You covering my mouth did no. Oh, your palms are so sweaty. Hey, so Jake, why do people in Parma not use their driveways? Paul, do you know?
No, I don't.
You don't know, huh?
All I know is it's Parmas with the White Sox, flamingos, and pierogies.
I thought maybe Jake was going to tell us why people in Parma don't use their driveways.
Okay.
Maybe he's not. I would figure. Wait, did you say something about Polish people?
I said pierogies.
Oh,
And
okay.
polkas, 'cause-
All of those things are Polish things, I suppose.
Mhm.
I made some comment about. Oh, okay. So, it's not a joke when you drive in Parma. Everyone parks in the frickin' road. Yeah, it's things that they do in Parma, jerks. So, it's more of an observation. Let's see. So I'm doing the opposite of what I always do. I get mad. When we used to do this on the old show, people would bring up new topics in the last segment because I'm trying to just end the show. But I'll do it because Paul brought up Poland, Polacks, the Polish people. You can say Polacks, can't you? You can't? It's not like I said Chinaman. Anyway, so the Polish fellas, and there was an actual ladies mixed race 4-person running race thing. What is it called? Relay race. So a mixed race. No, not mixed race. That's something else too. Well, so much for us not getting fired on the first episode. There was a mixed sex. Anyway, hey, Jake's Polish. He says I get a pass. Hey, so you'll love this then. All right. So on the Twitters, I know how to play towards my audience. There's like 5 of us involved. There's one Polish guy. We might be part Polish too. So hey, here's how it worked out. All right. So they're running a race, and then the Polish team, unlike all the other teams, there's 8 teams, 8 countries. You know, United States, Ireland, England. I don't know. And Polish is another one. And so every relay team has a Polak. I will allow it. All right, works for me. Thanks, Jay. And so every team did it female, male, female, male, except for the Polish team. They went male, male, female, female. Huge lead start off because, you know, a man running against a female, a man running against another male, a woman running against a woman, and then a woman running against a man. And so going into that 4th segment, you know, women, the women on the Polish team had a good 5-6 stride lead. That ended quickly. And the men just raced past this last woman. And I get it, various elements of strategy involved, all sorts of things. So I read it, and it just so happens I'm a fan of a fellow by the name of Ben Shapiro, and it was a tweet he had put up, and I said, this sounds like some sort of Polish joke, like, you know, it all should end with the Polish team left in disgust in their in their submarine, slamming the screen door behind them. And, you know, in disgust, you know, they're all upset that they lost. And they say, we're familiar with that old Polish joke, I'm sure. And somebody got real mad, said, all you, see, you're a Ben Shapiro fan. That's why I figured you'd like it. As I follow him on the Twitter, and I said something to him. And, well, apparently this one guy really didn't like that joke because he said, all Americans are racist. And it's like, well, it's to say all of us are. You know, I'm probably part Polish myself. Let me tell you about this time. I went into a store, guys at the counter, and I asked him, hey, can I get an Italian sausage? And he says, no, you can't get an Italian sausage. I'm like, all right, well, can I get a bratwurst? The guy's like, no, I can't sell you a bratwurst. Well, all right then. Well, how about a Polish sausage? The guy looks me dead in the eye and he says, no, I can't sell you a Polish sausage, but I would bet that you're Polish yourself, aren't you? And I tell the guy there at the cash register, you know, behind the counter, I'm like, well, yeah, I am part Polish. How'd you know? And he says, well, because it's a hardware store.
Oh, boo.
Thanks. I stole that joke. I just flat out give Norm Macdonald credit for that one. And, but see, so I typed that in a tweet, and the guy's all like, "Oh, you guys, you're Hitler." I thought that was taking it a bit too far, and like the guy's all mad at me. So I'm telling these stupid Polish jokes, whether he's Polish or not. He's telling me I was being racist. I'm like, you can't be racist against Polish people. That's more like xenophobic, maybe. But Polish isn't a race of people, to my knowledge. Let's see, when sock with sandals just felt right. See, there's just things we do. I won't wear socks with sandals. I wear Crocs. It's the middle of October. I'm still wearing shoes without socks because I'm a hillbilly. That's just facts with me.
I always wear socks and shoes.
Good for you. Way to be an upstanding citizen.
I wear pants all the time. The only time I wear shorts is when I'm at the beach or at the pool or at the water park.
I'm thinking of doing this show without pants on. I mean, I'm wearing them now. I like these jeans. If you were Hitler and Polish, wouldn't you kill yourself? I mean, right? Isn't that kind of the rule? He was Austrian. Weirdest thing to me is like the guy, like Germany goes and they're this guy's not even from here. Let's put him in charge of us. Germans.
Well, look at Napoleon. He was actually Italian, but lived in a French island called Corsica.
So how does that work? Is that kind of like if you're all enamored with this one woman and you make her your senator in New York, even though she's like never been to New York?
Supposedly.
Jake, maybe? No, did you get the reference? All right. Thank goodness she didn't wind up being our president. Anyway, I'm alienating half of my audience at this point. No, that's all right. So half two people. Uncle Rico. I wanted to talk about that guy. You're talking about the Jaguars player? That kid, he's got some talent. I don't remember his name though. I actually looked into that when he started playing pretty well, and they wound up beating the Titans in that game. Jaguars, they're not going to go anywhere this year, but if they wind up 6-10, that'd be impressive. You're 5-11. The problems they had. Nick Foles was going to go down there. Was it Foles? It is Foles, isn't it? Just save that franchise from ruin. I like D.D. Westbrook. I think they've got talented wide receivers. I mean,
Foles, who's Nick Foles? Is he related to Ben Folds?
No, this has nothing to do with songs that I like. Because sadly, I can't use those songs, and otherwise I would. Because you're a brick.
Okay, fine.
Oh,
well, you're a brick house.
That's like sexual. Why would you say that to me? Just because I'm dressed in a shirt that makes me look like a brick house. That's more applicable there. What else have we got going on to wrap up this whole cluster fart that is this show? Want to start doing a lot more programming here. Doing an afternoon, a little more talk related kind of thing. Call it apathetic afternoon. So if you listen, I don't care. Whatever. This here in and of itself is the Warren Brothers Sports Show. If you couldn't tell, because sometimes we talked about sports. That happened.
It happens.
Other things I want to bring to you on Saturdays. Do a once a week thing called The Calm and the Storm, in which one of us speaks calmly and the other is all erratic like a storm.
It's also like the Bales Brothers thing.
Yeah, but good.
Fine.
And then, and of course, try to get it during football season here. I want to implement it after the bye week. Be even better if we started it during the bye week. Big old Sunday show where people show up. If you want to jump on with us, it'd be good for Sunday afternoons. Talk Browns during halftime or after the game, even beforehand, if you wish. Just do little segments. Put that up here. So it's got a long title. I haven't completely nailed down the title. The Sunday Super Show, Sausage Fest Spectacular Show, something like that. It's a long title. I have it written down somewhere. Apparently not in any of these notes. Got all these other notes here. Didn't write it on those. I was calling it SF for short. Sausage Fest. Because probably be predominantly male too. A couple other.
I'll make kielbasa.
Yeah, Paul, you could make kielbasa
or Polish boys.
Polish boys. Didn't we just stop talking about this? Didn't we just talking about it?
It's a sandwich.
I'm aware of what a Polish boy is, Paul. I wonder if that offends Polish people. If it's called Polish boy. I think like a black dude invented it too.
I don't know.
On the east side. Hot Sauce Williams. That's an actual restaurant. See, we're referencing things. Let's see. Of course, want to do a little short, couple shows. One's called Craptastic Shorts, which Paul and I make fun of short films, much in the vein of Mr. Science Theater 3000 and many.
Or like riff tracks.
Or riff tracks. Did you just assume their gender? Who? Oh, the Polish boys. It's a Polish non-binary person. Non-binary, right? Yeah. Polish ungendered. The non-binaries. If you were non-binary in Polish, there's no such a thing in that culture. They're not even sure what they are. What else were we gonna do? And one thing I really think we can get off the ground in the next couple of weeks here: Man versus Booze. I think that's one we should do. I could edit that stuff easy too. Basically, just me going out and playing a guy who gets plowed. Last few minutes, Polish cis male scum. Last few minutes here. Put it all together. And unfortunately, like I'd ask Paul to put a bow on it, but I don't know if I want to do bows anymore. I don't want him to wrap it up. I don't want him to, what are you smarter for? What did you learn today? This or that, or all those things that they do on other shows. But I guess final thoughts. Those are all of these things have been done. I want to do something that hasn't been done, but I can't think of anything. So I don't know. You got anything for me, Paul?
Not really, but this is our first live YouTube episode. Then pretty soon we'll be able to play this later on.
Yeah, so if you're watching this later, know that it's not live, because when it's live, you're watching it live now. But when you're watching it later, it's pre-recorded and not live now. Then it's time for What Did You Bring? That'd be like a potluck, but that gets us into the Polish hot water again and stuff like that. Because don't Polish people have potlucks?
Actually, it's a
What did I bring to the show? I've brought nothing. As I tend to always
do a lot of those potluck things.
A lot of Lutherans are Polish.
No, German. Mostly German, Scandinavian, and sometimes Baltic, like Latvian, Estonian.
Jake, what did you bring to the show? Usually it's an after thing, though. You've learned something, not what you've brought. That's in the previous. It's something for the afterwards. Like, how do you feel smarter? That's an actual thing on one of them, though. Like, how are you better now? It's like they need that affirmation thing, the confirming things.
I confirm you.
Not that kind of confirmation. No.
Well,
all I can say, just put it all together. Start from the end. He brought a subscription to the channel. Yeah. Do the one on Patreon more though. I want to make money.
yay!
Hey, it's a start. The YouTube thing's a start. Go scam your idiot friends into actually paying for the Patreon thing. So the more people who do the Patreon thing, I could actually like hire you and you could make money. That's why I set it up the way I did. It's a thing I got to figure out. So then when you start to think about it, it's like, oh, I'm paying $5 a month. Hopefully I'm making like $1,000 a month. I mean, you whom I'm paying to work for me, because then it would be, oh, he's making $10,000 a month. He can afford to pay people. We can actually do good stuff. It's whatever. It's stupid. I'm not going to explain business. People who don't understand business. I don't understand business. So the last couple minutes here.
From the business?
Huh?
Didn't you have a degree on business?
Human resources. That's waste of time. Don't go into human resources. Human resources. It's a business degree, though. I also went to that crappy school you and Jake went to. What is that degree even? It's not a name. There's no name for that degree. The people that I talked to who were there, they don't even know that it's an associate's degree. They're like, oh, I guess you could call it that. We'll call it something. Linda. Anyway, exciting baseball game tonight. Make sure you watch your Rays Astros. I don't even know who's playing football tonight. I overheard something earlier. I didn't even bother. Bought a subscription to your channel. Hey, RJ, thanks for showing late to the party. Yeah, I think we're just about ending. We'll go 10 more minutes just for you. Maybe not. I don't know. The nice thing about it is you can always watch the rerun, or at least segments of it. That's the great thing about YouTube too, is you can just click back and forth. So you see 2 hours. Like, you don't have to watch the full 2 hours. As if you can see it again. And there's also other ways to post it. I think Paul said he's going to post it. Find it on his Facebook page. That's Mr. Cleveland. Is that your Facebook?
No, it's my name and Mr. Cleveland's the middle.
So yeah, you just go to Facebook and you type in my name, Mr. Cleveland is the middle, and you'll find it. It's Paul, Mr. Cleveland Warren. That's just, jokes are stupid. I'm stupid. You should, the one you didn't laugh at was what I thought was the funniest. So see, because that's another bit somewhere else too. What are you watching? That's a thing people say. Oh, what are you watching? That's one of the bits. Says I'm going to be watching the Rays Astros tonight, or at least I'm going to stay abreast of what the score is. Because I said abreast. I know you love that.
I'll probably be watching last night's South Park.
Okay, I'll probably catch that later too. Previous weeks was really funny. I finally got around to watching it last night. I don't know.
Do I own South Park?
Don't I know that was funny. Could we talk wrestling? I don't know. It's RJ brought up AEW. I know Jake's a big wrestling fan too. Paul's a huge wrestling fan. But this is the Warren Brothers sports show. Which, even though I was about to make a joke about wrestling being a fake sport, what was Paul just talking about with how football's become anymore? Football's kind of like wrestling because it's fake too. It's all fake. It would happen that the only thing found in all of these sports for cheating was like baseball in 1919, and since then, just plenty of other. I mean, everything else looks incredibly fake. Basketball. Of course, that's where a ref was actually caught cheating. It's all just it's all fake. I hate sports. Hey, sports show. Yeah, that's right. Love sports. There's plenty of stuff Indians could do during the off season. Jason Kipnis apparently gave away shoes for the last time today, supposedly. He'll be back. You sign him to a $2 million deal. Or the Cubs will offer him $6 million. It's going to be stupid. And then we'll be all sad because he hits 280 next year. Helps Cubs get to the playoffs. So, I should resign Jason Kipnis. It'll be the same people who all just right now are like, well, Jason Kipnis is a bum. I don't know why. Should have $14 million a year.
That's what you sound like. Duh.
That's the point. It's Kipnis' fault we weren't able to re-sign Brantley. No, we renewed Kluber, though. Either Kluber will have a great or awful year next year. Oh, I'm not going to get into Kluber stuff. It depresses me too much. There's too much going on there. So we can look forward to the Cleveland Browns playing on Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks, 1:00 kickoff. I'll discuss that more tomorrow. Big stuff coming up on tomorrow's show. Friday noon. So it's not like today where it was 12:15 because I'm dumb. Computers stuff. I don't know. You got anything else to say, Paul?
I do not.
Well, I guess we'll sign off. For Paul Warren, I've been Mark Warren. And until tomorrow, Friday's show, this time has been the most recent.
Say goodnight, Sparky.
See, that's why I asked you before if you had anything else to say. But do I say this last then? I say goodnight, Sparky, last?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we did it the other way around. You stop doing something for a month.
Say goodnight, Sparky.
Wait, am I doing that now?
Yes.
Wait, what are you doing?
The George Mortis, see?
Wait, why is that why you have a pen in your hand?
Yes.
You have a pen because you're pretending that's a cigar?
Yes.
They're not even close.
Fine.
I mean, if it's what you need to do the bit.
Well, we're streaming this live, and
oh, we're live. That's right. So anyway, it's the Warren Brothers Sports Show here on Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. Like, subscribe, get notifications, all those other things. And for Paul Warren, I've been Mark Warren, and this what the hell is my catchphrase? I just said it.
This time at like that time, another time.
No, that's not it. Oh, until next time, this time has been the most recent.
Say goodnight, Sparky.
Good night, Sparky.
We've run a little late, folks, so good night.